Hi everybody, this is Vimesy. I thought I'd do a quick video about Hearthstone because I keep talking about it a lot, so I thought I'd show everybody what it is and why I just really like it. So this is Hearthstone, this is the beta. I've checked the NDA, I am allowed to show you all about it and talk about it, and that's always a good sign because it normally means the game is really good. So this is Hearthstone. As you can see, it's got that lovely Blizzard spit and polish to it. It just looks gorgeous. I'll come around to these sections in a minute, the main bits. It's pretty much simple and intuitive. Down here I've got my settings and the game menu or whatever. Here I've got my gold. Now I've not spent any money on this game yet, although in all honesty with the amount of fun it is, I would have no problem doing so. I think it's a lovely game. But basically you can spend your gold that you earn either through in-game, so the more you play you may earn gold as a result of that, or you can go to the said store over here and purchase gold. I'm not quite sure what the exchange rate is on it, but that's where you'd find it. You then buy gold and you can spend this gold to either buy card packs, I think there's 5 cards per pack, with a chance of a rare in there or a gold card or whatever. Or you can use it to enter the arena, which I'll talk about in a bit later on. So over here you've got your friends list, and this is through any Blizzard game at all. So it could be StarCraft, it could be World of Warcraft, Mr. Beastie, who swore he'd never go back. And if somebody in here on my friends list was in Hearthstone, I could literally just click on that battle icon there, and it would send them an invite. And we would go to game almost into. I mean, it is so slick, it's unbelievable. It's just really smooth. For anybody who's interested, that's my Battle.net ID, Vimesy74 #2797. You can hit me up and we'll have a few games. I'm really happy people to send me invites. Just want to play this game some more. So what else have we got here? Okay, so we've got the store there, and then here we've got the quest log. So if I open this up, it will show me. Obviously I'm a very beginner, I haven't really ventured online much because it's a bit nervy. You may have heard me speak about it on the last show. In here, how far I've got with each. As you can see at the moment I've pretty much restricted myself to mage and rogue, and to get the best out of this game you really need to kind of play through every single character, and take, you know, my mage, I've played every single character that's on this list, every single hero. With my rogue I've played I think pretty much all of them, if maybe missing one that I haven't played yet. I'm a complete noob, as you can see. My level at the moment is only 27. It's just such fun playing the game that I'm not really that bothered. And my current quest, so if I was to play 3 games in play mode, and I'll talk about that again in a minute, I would net myself 100 gold. And when I finish with that quest, another quest will pop up, or another quest will pop up, and that's how you can earn gold without spending money. So this button here, open packs. If I had packs in my collection, I could click on that link and it would take me to a deck binder I'd have in here. I could buy some, it would give me a pack, and it would explode into gorgeousness, and I'd have lots of new cards which I could put in my deck. This is my deck. As you can see here, I've got some customs. I've got custom mage and custom rogue deck, and these are the cards that you will be using to play your way through Hearthstone. So in here we have, these are the druid cards, and along the top here you've got your different ones. So I can tip on that and I get hunter, mage, paladin, priest, rogue, shaman, warlock and warrior. So the thing to note about these cards is, for example, with the hunter, these cards are only available to this class. So the hunter can play arcane shot, but none of the others can. So a mage can't play tracking, for example. And the nice thing about this game is the cards, they what's the word for it, they represent what that class does. So the hunter will have lots of things with beasts and with archery and things, whereas the mage, for example, will have lots of things around arcane missiles and frostbolt and fireballs and things, which is just a lovely touch. Then you have at the very end here, you've got the neutral cards. Now these are cards that are free for any class to use at all. They're not class specific. You can go in and you can select whichever one you want. And down here, this is the amount of mana, the cards I can go split and go straight to my level 5s. And in my level 5 I have my favourite card, because it's just pretty. This is my Stampeding Komodo, a gold card. As you can see, the foil is all gold. It's beautifully animated. It's got a little blue because it's a rare. It's it's something so small, but it just gave me such pleasure when that popped out of a card deck. I was just like, I got my first gold. Anyway, so let's talk you through this. We have here your cards, and very simply, you have 3 different values to each card. So a simple card here, this is going to cost me 6 mana to cast. To play that card onto the table is going to cost me 6 mana. And what happens in Hearthstone is you start off with no mana, and then every round you get another mana. So at round 1 I get 1 mana, by the end of round 2 I'll have 2 mana, round 3 I'll have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on. So at the beginning of the game you really are limited to literally your level 1 cards, the ones that are only going to cost you 1 mana to deal out. But by the end of it you may have access to 7, the powerful cards, the Core Hound who deals 9 damage, that kind of thing. So you have to kind of be very careful with what cards you pick and choose so that you can throw out the right one at the right time. I've seen some people build decks purely with level 1, 2 and 3 mana cards, so they can spam the board with lots of cards, whereas some people like to sort of hold fire and bring on the big hitters later on. Anyway, I'll move on to that a bit later on. You have 3 core values, as I said. So this is the amount of mana it's going to cost you to cast. This is the amount of damage it does. So this will do 6 damage to another card. And this is the amount of hit points it has. So it will take 7 damage. This is a simple card. This has got no special abilities. It is literally, I could play it for 6 mana. It will do 6 damage. It will take 7. There is nothing here, which means it's a base card. This card here, for example, Lord of the Arena, has a taunt on it, and taunt means that, as it says in that tooltip there, enemies must attack this minion. So if I play this card out, the enemies can't attack any other minion I have, any other card that I've got down on the table, and they can't attack me. They have to attack Lord of the Arena first, and until they've whittled down his health points, they can't attack another card or myself. Other different types of special ability, Battle Cry. This is what it says in the tooltip. It does something when you play it from your hand. So as soon as you play it, it will do something. So the Battle Cry for the Stormpipe Commando is that he will immediately do 2 damage to a card of my choosing or the opponent. Charge. Normally in Hearthstone, when you play a card down, you can't actually use that card until the next go. So you play it, and then the next time you have it, you can attack with it. But with Charge, it means you can literally charge in there. You can play the card and immediately use it to do damage. And there are other special abilities. So for example, if I play the Stormwind Champion, it buffs my other cards by giving a +1 to both their attack and their defense. So that would take my Boulder Fist Ogre, for example, up from 6 to 7 and from 7 to 8. And that's kind of how it buffs. The deck's really easy to use. So here's my custom Rogue deck, for example. I can hover over it. It will have this pop-up next to it, which will appear here, showing me how I've spread my cards at how many level 0s, how many level 7s, etc., all the way through, where my power cards are, etc. It shows me here exactly all the cards I have in there, and if I hover over it, it will show me what those cards are. The right hand side here shows me how many cards I have in that deck. Sorry, how many of these cards I have in my deck. So I've got 2 of the Backstabs, 2 of the Goldshire Footman, and only 1 Shiv, so there's no 2 there. And then I can take this deck, I can build it, I can take things out. So I could take my Shiv out, remove it, it just disappears, and I can go and find another card. So for example, I could do Deadly Poison, enter that, and it flows into my deck, and I've got it. And as soon as I do that, it's saved, I can go back, and then I could go and play. And talking of going and playing, in a second I'll release another video showing exactly how you play Hearthstone.